everybody, and welcome to another edition of Blood on the Razor Wire TV, where we bring it to you real and we bring it to you raw. Hit that subscribe button, share the video. Today, I got the originator of the Reggaeton movement on the show. Straight up, man, this brother's known all over the system as Panama, but he is the originator of what the Latin community is involved in with the Reggaeton movement, man. The man spent 29 years of his life in prison for a crime that he did not commit. And President Trump granted this man clemency, but I'm going to let him introduce himself, man. Introduce yourself, Panama, the gringo, the originator, and let these people know who you are, man.
Okay, Chad. Well, my name is Jaime Alexander Davidson Sr. You know, people know me in the federal system as Panama, the GED teacher. Some people know me as a jailhouse lawyer, organizer. I organize from behind the walls. You know, I do it all, raise funds for organizations, raise funds for, from massive things that happen in society. But in the music world, I'm known as Gringo the original founding father of the global multi-billion-dollar movement known as Reggaeton. Yes, that's me. Yes, for everybody. You see, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have never knew El General, El Nando Boom. You wouldn't have never heard of Daddy Yankee. You wouldn't hear nothing. The name Reggaeton is a global political movement of universal unity. That's why nobody knows the meaning, because they had me locked away for 29 years on a sentence of 3 life sentences plus 85 years for something that I did not commit, and they knew it.
It's crazy, man. You spent 29 years of your life in prison, Panama, for something you did not do. When you got sentenced, I want to ask you about that. When you got sentenced, right? How did you feel, man, when they gave you 3 life sentences, bro?
But first, when I was facing the death penalty first. So then they dropped it. Then once I blew trial, I called my mother because I seen on the news they were saying they're about to give me X amount of life sentences. So everybody looking at me like I just walked in the cell. I'm not trying to see nobody. I just started praying. Then I got out, called my mother, and I said, "Your mom, they're about to give me some life sentences." She said, "Ho. You hear me? Stop. I don't want to hear that." She said, let me say something to you. I'm your mother. You believe me?" I said, "Yes." She said, "All right. Tomorrow, when you go to sentencing, a man is going to sentence you, not God. Whatever man gives you, God will take away. I'm not going to be there all the way to the end till you walk out of those prison gates. You hear me?" I said, "All right, Mom." And mind you, I was 23 years old. The street is one thing. That's one word. Behind the walls started in 1992, where there was only 5 penitentiaries in the whole United States. And the only 23 and 1 lockdown was Marion, but 5 penitentiaries. So do the math. The whole United States only has 5 penitentiaries. And they sent me to Lampa, California, Gladiators training camp. That's where I started my sentence at.
I know back then, man, there was probably a lot of, definitely some racial segregation over there, right, back then?
A lot.
Being on the West Coast, right? I mean, young Panamanian brother coming into prison. You're on the West Coast. What were the politics like back then, man?
Well, politics was serious. Mind you, I'm my first time offender. I get over there and I'm looking at the yard. First of all, when I was at not Oklahoma, it was Oakdale, the transfer. They had me sleeping in a hammock outside, open area, So nobody really wanted to talk to me because I didn't know nobody in Lompoc. They kept asking, "Hey, you know somebody in Lompoc?" No, they leave. These guys are looking for somebody that knows somebody over there because they killing over there. You see, so I hear some guys speaking Spanish. So when I hear them, I think they sound like Panamanians. So I run to them and say, "Hey, excuse me, you Panamanian?" I said, "No, we Cubans." "You Panamanian?" I said, "Oh, we family. Come on." So we go to the kitchen. And for the record, I wrote my autobiography documenting the whole reggaeton movement and the injustice that it did to me. And I put that in the book. I go in the kitchen. So they asked me, so how much time they gave you? I said, 3 life plus 85 years. The guy look at me like, he looked, and he banged, boom, Cuban dude. Now, these Cubans are the ones that Castro sent over here. These Cubans now, they were not nothing to play with. Not nothing to play with. These were the real Cubans, you see, cold. So they start making a lot of noise. You see what they do? That little kid, look. So they said to me, said, listen, they start asking all the Cubans on the table, hey, which one of y'all going to Lampa? So some of them say, yo, he said, yo, when you go over there, make sure, keep an eye on him, man. Hey, protect him. He one of us. You see? So on my way, before I even got there, the Cuban community was already embracing me. So when I get to Lampa, nobody wants to talk to me. I don't know nobody. But look at this, Chad. I'm in the back by myself because I'm like, I don't care. I hear somebody say, hey, is a Panama here? Now everybody turn around. Oh, Panama. Now everybody wants Panama, huh? So I say, yes, what's up? I say, yo, hey, yo, you coming with me. I'm coming out in Lampa, M Block, slaughterhouse. That's what they call it, slaughterhouse. They got bars over there. So it's a Panamanian guy named Space. He takes me to his cell. He got two big laundry bags full of clothes, commissary, everything. He said, come on, let's go. We go to my unit. I go to F Block. He look, hey, listen, CO, find him a cell. He told the other Cuban over there. He said, yo, listen, man, yo, that's my little man. He's Panamanian. Yo, I'm looking at the showers. I'm seeing guys with knapsack, like they're going to wreck. Boots on, coat on, in front, lined up like this, in front of each shower. I'm like, what the hell is this? Chad, I asked the Cuban, I said, yo, what's going on there? He said, oh no, they're waiting to take a shower. Take a shower? Like that? He said, nah, you see, when he come out, when the one that's in there come out, the other one gonna go in, then the other one resume. I said, oh. I said, this is a whole different kind of monster. You see, this is serious. Then I hear the people say, yo, they call this Gladiators Training Camp. Now, mind you, I'm 23. Now I'm 24. I'm like this, Chad. These dudes like this. I'm like, I go outside. Now everybody that came with me, they see me fully dressed. Now they want to talk. I ain't got no rap. Boom, I keep it moving. I go outside. A man asked me, say, yo, he a Latin king. He said, so all the Latin kings say, hey, you see what they doing? The Nation of Islam. They told us the Nation of Islam. You see what they're doing? I said, they jogging. They start laughing. Oh, they jogging, huh? He said, look again. So I'm watching them. They got coat on. So I'm watching them. They got boots on. So in my mind, I'm saying, who runs with coat and boots on? So when they finish, I hear them all put their hand, oh, what? I said, nah, they training. He said, that's right. He said, they training. They training that way. None of them will be the next victim to fall on these grounds. We gonna get you right. I said, look at you. Look at you. You're too small in the body. Look at these. You gotta be able to, we're gonna teach you how to do close quarter combat. We're gonna teach you, you gotta survive these places. I'm like, they try to put the bar by itself to do squat. The bar by itself is too heavy for me. It's the bar right here, too heavy.
45-pound bar, too heavy.
44-pound bar, 45-pound bar, too heavy. I said, oh. So they put a towel. I'm embarrassed. So I'm doing squat with the towel like this. But I will tell you something. When I left there, I was squatting 335. I was benching 315, deadlifting 405, playing handball, speed, agility. Had to be able to know how to do that, hit the heavy bag. And I mean, I was training with the Cubans, the Spanish, the Jamaicans, everything. See, why? Survival. That's all they were training me about. Bro, this is survival.
Let me ask you a couple questions since we're talking about survival and we're talking about you being on the West Coast in Lompoc when it was dangerous. It was a serious place back then, right? Did you see anybody get killed over there? See any violence over there?
You know, that I really don't like. You see that part right there? I was there when a lot of things happened. For instance, double homicide. It's a double homicide. So I'm looking for my homeboy and little Jamaican dude in L Block. I'm looking for him. I'm walking and say, yo, where's Zula then? Because I'm half Jamaican. I say, yo, where's Zula then? They say, yo, they just killed 2 man over there. Say no. So I'm like, they just killed 2 people over the prison, wide open, like business as usual. Only L Block. Only L Block is locked down. Guess what they doing? Cleaning up the blood. Before the night over, Zulu was out there in the yard. And it was 2 white guys that were trying to extort a Colombian. But the Colombian, they didn't do their homework. One of Pablo Escobar's hitmen. They said, man, the white guys cut him in the neck. He went, sewed up. They came back with a knife and he transformed. Nobody expected that from this man. Because he's always smiling. Hey, how you doing? You know, I'll be rapping out there on the yard. Hey, sing. And I'll be rapping out there, boom, talking to him. These are calling him Javesita. Always happy, merry. They said that man transformed. They say chased one, killed him, bam, jumped over the railing, bam, jumped the other one, cornered it off, playing with a knife, killed the other one. I was like, wow. You see, you know, that's what made me realize you got to get your act right around here, because this is not the streets. See, this is not the streets. And let me tell you something. 29 years, I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. Those doors open very early. And you got to be able to be up, because you never know what happened in another block. And somebody might say, yo, go get him. Now, 29 years getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day. I'm still waking up 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm still waking up. You see, I'm still waking up 4 o'clock in the morning.
So let's talk a little bit about this, right? You're in Syracuse, New York. You're promoting a show. You're trying to promote your shows, promote your music, right?
Yeah.
You get arrested, and they allege that you killed a cop over there, right?
Yeah.
You go to trial down there in Syracuse, get convicted, and you end up with 3 life sentences. You go to prison, man.
All right. Let me rewind. It was a state case. I took all my equipment after I did the show on August 3rd, 1990. I took all my equipment and came back down on October 20th with my DJ. Biggest mistake I did was I left my station wagon that I put my turntables, delicate equipment. I left it up there and told my homeboy, I said, yo, when you come down to Long Island, do me a favor, bring the station wagon down. That's the biggest mistake I ever made in my life. Now, I'm in Brooklyn. They're using my vehicle to sell drugs, unbeknownst to me now. Then they go on October 30th and commit a robbery. Police get killed. The license plate, they put it as a file title. Jamie Davidson, the media, the heat is out for him. Man, next thing you know, they look at the license plate, see the name, Jaime Davidson. Now they look for the picture of the person they've been seen driving the car. The picture of Jaime. It's a mistake. Yo, that's misidentification. It was supposed to stop right there. Well, the state did the investigation, went to New York, found out on October 30th, I was in Brooklyn, over 250 miles away. They knew that. But the feds now, the state threw it out. They said, man, this man, too much evidence, fact, he was never up here. These guys are lying. He was never up here. Deputy Chief Frank Sardino for the state, Syracuse, press conference. He comes out and he says, Davidson didn't have no involvement in the robbery, conspiracy, none of that. They're trying to lie on him to try to diminish the involvement in the crime. The state drops everything. But the feds now, when they see my career, now I'm in the hip hop market, the reggae market, and the Latin market, all three markets. I'm a promoter. I got a sound system in Brooklyn. Today it's a foundation sound system, Baby Queen. Now, I got the sound system, Chad. If anybody knows about the 80s, early 90s, a lot of West Indians, a lot of Latinos, and a lot of Americans were using underground money in the music industry. So now they see, oh, that's the same guy that was connected with that case. Now the DEA now stops me going to Staten Island to my house. I said, what did I do? They come out, I come out. Hey, you know that case in Syracuse with the murder of the police? I said, yeah. And we need your help. Need my help for what? We need you to infiltrate the hip hop market, the reggae market, and the Latin market. They infiltrate. Mind you, I'm 20, back then I was 22. When it's 21 going on 22. Because when the feds came, they came 18 months later. And I said, I didn't have nothing to do with that. I already exonerated from that. Well, if you don't help us, we're gonna let you have everything to do with that. I said, man, can I leave? Am I under arrest? No, you're not under arrest. Take my car, think about it. I don't know how to think about that. I'm not gonna do that. But why? I speak Spanish, I speak Patois, I speak English, I'm in all three markets, impeccable reputation on the streets, I'm keeping shows everywhere. He's a perfect candidate. I said, no. They say, if you don't take this, when you finish, you have a life sentence. I said, but I ain't got nothing to do with that. Oh, when we finish with you, you have everything to do with that. Mind you, I never knew nothing about the feds. Never. I jump in my car. I forget about that. I'm working on my album. I go to Jamaica. When I get to Jamaica, I'm working on finishing off my CD. My sister called the hotel. Jaime, the feds looking for you. For what? Man, call my father, tell him. Producer tells me, yo, sit down. I said, what's up? He said, Star, you don't know the feds. So what you mean? You don't know the feds. Stay in Jamaica. You can stay at my house, drive a car. Don't go back over there. I said, man, I'm not staying over here. I'm not running. For what? I didn't have nothing to do with that. Listen, you don't know them people work, man. Them people dirty. I didn't take heed to that. I come back. February 9th, 1992. I get locked up. Driving my truck, going to get a sound system. Never see the street again. They attempted to kill me numerous occasions in there also, Chad. The cops, for me not to fight my case. They called the prison, the judge, prosecutor, get rid of him from education, get rid of him from the law library. I'm litigating my case. Man, where he work at? Oh, he's a law clerk. Man, he got too much free time on his hands. Man, get him up out of there. That's why I've been to 12 prisons. 12. 7 penitentiaries. They kept sending from penitentiary to penitentiary. They wanted me to get killed. That way, because there's so much corruption. But they knew I had nothing to do with that. They knew that. And their thing was, we can't allow him to get the evidence, to get close to anybody to help him to prove his innocence.
Let me ask you a question. You ever see that show, For Life, the 50 Cent show, the Jailhouse Lawyer show?
Yeah, I seen it.
Crazy, right, man? The things that they do, man. Because even like that dude, I mean, he didn't have a murder, but I mean, he had a similar situation where They just wanted him out of the way. They knew what they were wrong, and they just blasted the dude and took his whole life from him, man. Eventually, as a jailhouse lawyer, he was able to get himself out of prison, right? But I mean, just the stuff that they do. And then in your situation, I remember when you were released, right? It was on the news and people were talking about it. And they're like, look, man, they let this dude out. And I mean, you had a lot of people pushing for you to help you, right?
That's right. That's right. You see, I met when I was in Lewisburg, the big house. I was over there and I met the world's youngest con artist from France, Christopher Rockencourt. He was in the Maxim, he was in 60 Minutes. So, yeah. So I asked him, a guy from DC, Chico, may rest in peace. He was like, hey, look at this. That's that guy over there. I'm going to introduce him to you later on. You know, Bruce Cutler representing him, you see? So, yeah, John Gotti's lawyer. That's right. So I was looking for a high-profile lawyer that has connections that can fight against this system. You know, so when they introduced him to me, I was talking to him and everything. So I told him about my case, and you know, he said, "Yeah, I heard people, you know, talk about you, you know, about your case, and you know, you're a good guy. I hear about them." So I said, "Man, I'm trying to, you know, see if you could, you know, link me up with Bruce Cutler." He said, "You don't want Bruce." I said, "Why?" He said, "You don't want Bruce. You want Bettina." I said, "Bettina?" I said, "Who's Bettina?" He said, "Bettina Shine. That's the one." He said, "She's the one that does all the motions. You know, he's just out there. She's the one." So he let me know she's the brains. He's just out there. She does the motions and everything. I said, "For real?" He said, "I'm going to call her. I'm going to talk to her to see if she can, you know, look over your case and thing." So he called her. She told me to call her. I called her, spoke to her. She told me talk to have my family call her. Boom, my family called her, but I told her, I said, "Man, I don't have no money." He said, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." I talked to her, you know. So he said, next day, he said, "Listen, I'm going to ask her to come visit me, and then I'm going to ask her to pull you out." And true indeed, the day before she came to see me, SIS came, ran down, get out, closed, put the blanket up, tore my whole cell up. The day before she came, they want to know what I'm going to take out there to this lawyer. Next thing you know, they came in, everything all over the place. Said, "All right." Next day, I'm ready. I'm suited and booted, ready to go to prison. I told the CEO, "Hey, listen, I'm upstairs in the TV room. I'm waiting. My lawyer, you know, lawyer's supposed to come see me." He said, "All right." Keep looking at my watch. Oh, no. I go down to say, "Hey, CEO, they don't call me for visit yet?" Nah, they don't call me for visit. Finally, they called me. When I go out, she said, "What happened?" I said, I was there waiting. They said nobody. He said, "That's why Chris went up and told them, said, listen, Panama is waiting. I left him waiting. He's up in the TV room waiting to come." And she thought I was hiding, you know, somewhere on the yard. That's what they wanted her to think, because they wanted her to leave without seeing me. But Chris got up and told the CEO, "Hey, listen, he's in the unit, call." And he stood right there, called. He listening. That's when they called for me. So I went out there, spoke with her, told her about my case and everything. And she said, "All right, I'm gonna, your brother's supposed to send me your stuff, and you know, I'll look at it." Now, I find my second and successor, because they giving me so much fight. So now my case got reversed already on August 30th, 01. And then the district court put a document rejection order. They didn't want me to file no more motions. They don't want these documents, affidavits on the record. They don't want that. The appeals court reverses it and takes off that document rejection order. The judge, he waited for Christmas to deny me.
Wow.
Called Christmas.
Hold on. Panama, let me stop you, homie. On Christmas, they denied you on Christmas Day?
He denied me on December 30th, the Christmas week, December 30th. So my lawyer said that's called a Christmas order. Anything right there between Christmas and New Year's, that's a Christmas order. I got a few of them. From the reverse, they come down, they go up. They come down, they go up. And they always wait that time. So now I put the motion in the legal box. Chad, as soon as I walked to the kitchen, Davidson, come here, Davidson. They gave me legal calls to be able to contact, to get my transcript so I could send it to her. But I still had to file my motion for second and successive. They lied. They said I could only call the judge, the courts, or my attorney. They never told me that. So now I'm in the hole. I'm mad. I'm mad, Chad, because I know now if they ask me for anything, I cannot answer. I cannot answer. I'm in the shoe. They set me up. So now, a week and a half, 2 weeks later, I get a letter from court. I said, I didn't even look at it. I told my city, I said, you see, now I got to do something. Something I didn't do. Now look at this. I can't do nothing. They don't let you go to law library over here. They ain't trying to do, those CEOs ain't trying to do nothing. Said I. So in the night, I decided to open it. At night, I kept looking at it. I opened it. Read it. I got a lawyer. The letter says, we rejecting your motion because you have an attorney. Chad, man, as a man, I'm telling you, my celly looked at me, tears start coming down my eyes. I'm like, you don't know when you got 3 life sentences plus 85 years. You find yourself in that little room. That ain't no cell. That's a coffin. That is a coffin. That's a coffin. Because when you got 3 life sentences plus 85 years, and they put you in there and they lock that door, that ain't no cell. They could go home and leave you right there. That is a coffin. You see? So I don't take nothing simple in there. Nothing. You see? And she took my case, shot pro bono. Pro bono.
That's because they believed in you, man. Somebody knew you were innocent, right?
That's right.
It's just, man, it's outrageous. And people, we see this all the time where, we're killing people on death row and it comes out, hey, man, that dude didn't kill the person, but he's already dead. We've seen that, right? And with you, for real, man, like you said, that was a coffin, brother. You were dead, man, buried alive. You spent 29 years of your life in prison for a crime that you didn't commit, and they know you didn't commit it, right? And they went so hard on you, but at the end of the day, Trump had to step in, right? And he had to make sure that you got out of prison. If he didn't do that, I mean, where would you be?
And I will show you something. My attorney stayed on my case from 04 all the way to 21. 17 years. 17 years. She would even call sometimes to talk to me, legal call. They tell her, no, you can't get no legal call. She said, what? Yes. They'll tell her, no, you can't get no legal call. They didn't care. They didn't care. They was breaking every law, every rule. And she told me, she said, the last time, she said, listen, I'm going to file your clemency. So I said, all right. So while she filing the clemency, she came and visited me on January 13, 2020. She came and visited me on that day. And she looked at me and she said, Jaime, you know, we're going to put it all here. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to reach out to the witnesses. I'm going to get affidavits. I'm going to, you know, don't worry. I'm going to do everything in my power. I know you're innocent. Don't worry about that. I'm going to do everything. That she could see the pain in my eyes. And she started. Then the pandemic came down. You know something? Through that pandemic, she worked. I mean, and I was in a program, a leadership program. And by me being in a leadership program, it gave me the opportunity. It gave me, it's the lead program in FCI Williamsburg, lead program, leadership. It gave me the opportunity to have a unit team that worked with me. She would call, hey, I need a legal call. All right, boom. Counsel would come upstairs. I'll be on the phone for hours. No problem. Every other prison, I got all type of problems. And she working, boom, going everything over with me. When I read the first draft, Chad, I won't lie to you, I broke down. When I'm reading that, with everything that I knew about the law, when I seen how their investigation came about, I said, well, these people knew from the door that this case was, I mean, that's the beginning of the motion, the petition. And I said to myself, I said, if this doesn't do it, nothing's gonna do it. Nothing's gonna do it. And let me tell you something. My birthday is October 16th. Right after my birthday, I started packing all my stuff. Packing all my stuff. Guys will come. Hey, Panda, what are you doing? I said, man, listen, I did everything. I said, I helped over 1,000 prisoners get their GED. I did fundraisers. I helped Lucretia Murray in Austin, Texas, get her freedom from prison, organize the whole Atlanta penitentiary. I did Hurricane Katrina Rita fundraiser. I mean, I did Virginia Tech. I organized all type of penitentiaries because I wanted people to know one man cannot do a fundraiser successfully. I'll raise you $2,000, $3,000 in the penitentiary like this to show society that even though these brothers committed a mistake, you see, they feel society's pain. So therefore, because they got a life sentence, that don't mean you're going to keep them for the rest of their life in there. So by me being a promoter, I don't expect all of them to know. I've been organizing. So now, Bettina Shine calls me again. She said, Jaime, how are you doing? I said, Miss Shine, I'm all right. I had a dream, Miss Shine. She said, what kind of dream you had? That I got my freedom. And she said something, you know, and I said, thank you, Jesus. I said, yeah, Miss Shine, I see myself outside of these walls. He said, don't worry, Jaime, take it easy. So my friends come to me after I come out. They say, Panama, you know we got life sentence. You know we got a life. What are you doing? You know if something happens, Trump doesn't grant it. You know what that's gonna crush you. You know that. I said, man, listen, man. I've done everything God has asked me to do. I mean, everything. I can see with that petition that I read, I can see why my freedom won't come to me. So one day, we are looking at the news because everybody is on pins and needles watching the news now. And come out and said, Trump says, oh, if I can pardon myself, I ain't pardoning nobody. So everybody looks at me. Everybody turn around like this. So I said, that's a man saying that. God ain't said that. So a Christian guy said, amen, that's true. So I'm not paying attention to all of that, but everybody watching me, you see. Now, on January 18, that was a Monday, it was a holiday, at 3 a.m., TV was on CNN, and it said, Trump is about to pardon over 100 individuals. He's going to give out about 100 pardons, clemencies for high-profile rappers. My knees buckled when I heard clemencies for high-profile rappers. Shad, my knees started buckling because in my petition, it says he was signed with Sony, you know, the founder of Reggaeton. All of that is in there. I got on my knees and start praying. To God, let that be me. So now, I don't know nothing about who's working with my lawyer, Bettina Shine. I don't know nothing about this. So now, on Tuesday, because we've been locked down from COVID, and now with the thing that happened in the Capitol, they let us out for 25 minutes. That Tuesday, the 19th. I don't go to the computer. There's a line. I go to the phone. I call my brother. I say, hey, what's up, man? So he said, hey, anybody talk to you? I said, nah. He said, you check the email, you see Bettina sent you an email. I said, I didn't see it. I said, what you got? He said, ain't nobody talk to you? I said, man, I told you nobody talk. What's going on? He said, I'm talking to a free man. I said, man, stop playing with me, man. He said, I ain't gonna play with you. I'm on my way right now to go get you. You on my way to go get me? He said, yeah. Trump grant you clemency. He grants you your clemency. 29 years. And you hear that. I said, what? He said, yeah, I'm on my way right this. But I said, you can't come because they have, I got to go upstairs to quarantine. I said, man, you ain't going to no quarantine. You got to be out of there by tomorrow. You see, so we coming and get you. Just be ready. Pack your stuff. I said, man, my stuff been packed. She said, how your stuff been packed? I said, man, I just left it to God, man. Man, I'm a very spiritual person. I said, man, I just left it to God. I just knew God. I mean, this was the only thing that so he said, so I said, yeah, listen, I talked to you. So I hang up the phone. When I turned around, I see a friend of mine, Diedrich Smith. He got a life sentence. And because I had the phone like this and I was like this when he told me, thank you. I was like this, thank you, Jesus. And so Diedrich Smith, he got a life sentence. He got 2 life sentences. So he was like, hey, you got it? I said, yeah. So I'm a free man, man. You know, and the reason why I mentioned Diedrich Smith is for the simple fact that he has a life sentence. He was not there when the incident happened, but he's still there. And I'm like, so I told him, don't worry, I'm going to help you put, you know, light on your case. You see, because he's doing everything he's supposed to do. You don't even have 1 shot. Then I have Albert Chapman. You see, these individuals, the reason why I touched this right here, Chad, because I want the viewers to know Albert Chapman, he's also innocent. You see, he's out of DC. And the guy testified at a hearing and said, hey, it wasn't him. He too short and dark skinned. The Al that committed the crime is tall and light skinned. You see, these are the type of things with me. So now when I come out, I'm in the parking lot. Before I get to the parking lot, I'm pushing the car. But guess what, Chad? I'm thinking somebody gonna stop me. I'm pushing the car. But in my mind, I'm like, and I'm looking around. Somebody gonna stop me. And come out to the parking lot. I sent you that picture. And when I seen it, my brother had the phone and he turned it around. It was my attorney, Bettina Shine. How you doing, Jaime? I was like, thanks, Miss Shine. Thanks. She was like, don't worry. She said, we're gonna talk. I just wanted to see your face. I said, thanks, Miss Shine. I said, thank you, Jesus. I said, man, thank you. She was, I mean, I seen the happiness. And she said, Jaime, this is my biggest accomplishment in my career. You see, her biggest accomplishment in her career. And I was like, thank you, Miss Shan. She said, don't worry. Don't worry. Everything gonna be all right. Then when I come to find out, Alice Marie Johnson, the one that Kim Kardashian helped, Bettina Shine sent the case to her because remember, every time somebody get clemency, you keep saying Alice Marie Johnson right there. So my lawyer sent her the petition also. So now I come to find out that her daughter was helping her, and her daughter went on change.org. So when she went on change.org, I had a company, Urban Roundtable, was doing my website and running all of my pages. So she sees the case, she runs to her mother and says, Mommy, look, Jamie Davidson, he's innocent. Takes it back. And she said, Jamie Davidson, I got this case. And they started from there. Then when they went into the White House, thank God, Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner, everybody seen the innocence. They said, man, all this evidence, what is he doing and still in prison? That's why you see in Syracuse, Rochester, all upstate New York, they were saying, why Trump a Republican? He said he will not pardon or commute the sentence of anybody, any violent case. But when they saw all that evidence showing my innocence, even though he's the blue wall and protector, God touched him. So you can't leave that man up in there. Look, you can't leave that man up in there. That's one of mine. It wasn't money. The news was saying the money, the attorney, the this, the that. Nah, that's God's word. And Trump, he commuted my sentence.
That's what's up, Panama. I tell people that all the time. When I was in jail, man, I used to tell people, man, I'm getting out of here, man. And people would talk about me behind my back and laugh at me, man. I had 40 years, right? They're like, man, dudes used to come tell me, man, dude was saying this. I'd be like, man, if I don't believe it, no one else will, man. And that was your attitude, man. You had to believe it, man. Sometimes you got to will things in life to happen, brother. You hear me? And like yourself, man, I believe in God too. And I believe if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't have got out. And, a lot of my viewers know this about me is, like you said, you were worried. Remember when you said you were worried this wasn't real? Well, I was supposed to be released on June 5th. And my family was there to get me, brother. And I seen him in the parking lot. And they called on the walkie-talkie and they said, stop him. I was 10 feet away from the gate. They said, there's an emergency appeal on that case. Do not let him out. I heard it. It broke my heart, bro. I went right back into the jail, back into the quarantine unit. They appealed my case to the Second Circuit, and 3 weeks later, the Second Circuit overturned it and released me. But, man, that was the second time I had my heart broke, man, with my case, when I blew trial and when that happened to me, because I thought I was leaving, man. My family was right there. So the things that you talk about are real, man. For real. I want to...
You see what you just said? You see when I told them when I was pushing the cart and I was nervous that something happened and they stopped me? Well, you lived it.
I did, man. I lived it. This is what I want to do, man, before we close, right? I want you to, tell people how they can find out about you, your Facebook, your Instagram, all of that, man, and maybe we hit a little of that reggaeton for the people, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You got to make them a believer. You see what I'm saying? And I appreciate, first and foremost, Chad, I appreciate, you see, this program. I mean, all of your viewers, thank you. If you see right now, I just came out January 20th, 2021. And I'm trying, to get myself on my feet. So I am one of my fans, he said, I'm going to help you to get yourself on your feet. He created my website. You can find in my webpage, gringoeloriginal.com. Gringo, Gringo, El Original, EL original.com. gringoeloriginal.com. Please go in there. I got my Zelle, I got Cashapp, and I also have PayPal. However, I need your support. You see, I'm not looking, first of all, I'm not looking at a handout. You're going to see, I want to help. I've been training for 29 years. You see, I know the artists are not supported, but that's cool because I know my fans and God would put somebody to help me, you see. And you can follow me on Instagram, Gringo El Original Official with a 2F, or Gringo El Original _ official. Please follow me, help me, you know, whatever donation you could do, I respect it. Now, I want to thank everybody that's listened to this interview. Thank you very much. And to the youth, I'm going to tell you something, man. It's real behind there, man. It's real. A lot of times I had to put myself in between a gang leader and my student because they quick to want to send them on a mission. And I got to go on the yard and tell the gang leader, hey, let me holler at you for a minute. Hey, what up, Panda? I said, bro, check this out. I just found out that you're going to send one of my little ones, you know, on a mission. Bro, he's fighting hard to get his GED, bro. Do this for me. Let him go. Find somebody else, man. All right, Panda, I'm going to do that for you, man. I'm going to do that for you. You see, y'all don't realize how prison is. Somebody find out, hey, he ain't good. Hey, you. Go take care of that. And if you don't do it, they're going to send somebody else to do that, but they're coming for you too. That's on everything. One thing everybody know about, I don't need to lie. I'm giving it straight. You see, I'm giving it straight. That's the message I got for you. Listen to your parents. Stay out of the streets, bro. Get your education. Get your education. I was a GED tutor. You see, individuals, you can't fight your case if you don't have an education. You see, and jailhouse lawyers in there, they ain't gonna be nothing nice because they don't care because they saying to themselves, hey, you're gonna be bouncing the ball, you're gonna be doing this, you're gonna be doing whatever. They're not gonna do nothing. So now, Chad, I'm gonna leave y'all and all of you, the subscribers, with something. You're gonna hear something that this exclusive that's about to come out in different languages. Donna Panama, they call it. Mini Dubai with a trailer, you know, they got it. Some none of them shine, some of dance to war radio, some to super cute them. Big up the queen of the dance me every new and free bring up the phone up. Reggaeton with paper cover in case mediario.com and a ubos in case Marta Concepcion. And so we want freedom. For Panama, son, acaba when Panama le dice, Mini Dubai con un trailer lleno y todas están fly. Algunos para radio y otras super cool admirando la reina del Vale, Marilu gritando free gringo, el fundador de Reggaeton, cual periódico con su caso, midiario.com, quien sacó su caso a la luz, Marta Concepción, así queremos libertad para el hijo de Panamá. The truth finally out, who's the founder of Reggaeton, first hip-hop dancer, gringo and magic one, took a trip to Museo Afro-Antillano, brought back some jewelry and rum seco herrerano. Yo, son, what up? Y'all sleeping on Panama, the scenery's nice and all the mamacita, pasa, dance hot, so put your hands up, Young Money J, pop the whole New York, stand up. La verdad ya salió, quien fundador de Reggaeton, primer hip hop y dancer gringo y magicón, me fui un viaje al museo afro-antillano, regresé con Prendy, ron seco herrerano, que eso para la OP, se están viendo con Panamá, el país es bonito y la mamacita, manos arriba, el pasa, dance está caliente, Young Money J Pop, Nueva York, de pie, member. Respeto máximo concreto, respect for the 40 man, a me man, original gringo, the original founding father of the Reggaeton movement here, son.
Panama, man, listen, man, I appreciate you, man. I'm going to sign off, man. Tell the people, man, Blood on the Razor Wire TV, where we bring it to you real, we bring it to you raw. Share it. Until tomorrow, we're out.